So now we're rolling for real. All right, good. Mic is on. Good. Camera is there, and also I have a mirror. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Twins and Needles. I'm Lisa Neal. This is my kind of all-purpose family nook. This is where we write letters and store a lot of our craft supplies, and I press fabric here. And in most households with this layout, it's probably a breakfast nook. There's a high counter right here. We don't use it like that. It is, it's more storage. Storage in this house is a big deal. So there's also the toy storage shelving. Anyway, so we have a lot of storage. But today it is my hairdressing practice area because I just got some new hair pieces from Jenny Fleur. I am not super experienced at doing my hair. You will notice most of the time I have it in a bun or in the braids that I did a video about a couple of years ago. My hair is now well past my hips, and the irony of that is that it is now so long that it's actually hard for me to reach the ends, at least behind my head. And honestly, I never was great at that. Growing up in the 1980s and 90s, I first learned from my mother how to do what I now call the Dolly Parton curls with hot rollers. And that's the only set I really knew growing up as far as hair. Your hair was either straight and down in a ponytail or in straight up, like, what's the word, like pageant curls, like a big mounds of 80s curls with a lot of hairspray. Why is this not loading? There we go. Now, Jenny was kind enough. These are some 1820s hair pieces, and Jenny was kind enough to send me I probably put too much pomade in. It's very smooth, which is not normal for my hair. A lot of pomade in this hair. I stuck pomade in it last night and slept in a bonnet overnight so that it would soak in and kind of move through the hair better. So Jenny was kind enough to send me not only the lovely hair pieces I ordered, but a video of the raw cut for her how-to video that she's working on. So I have, look how cute. I have my little curls and And I also have, this is the very 1920s specific part, or 1820s specific part. Ooh. I also have my loops. Now I only got 2. And I'm honestly a little intimidated by them, but we're gonna try putting them in today in a hairstyle that she demonstrates in this video. And you're gonna see me, not her video, because that's not my video. When that's up, it will link to it. But these are very fun. So these loops are a really big part of 1820s fashion hairstyles. What's really fun about the 1820s and really anything past, really throughout history, people have used false hair in some form or another to make hairstyles. And so when you look at a portrait where a woman has just piles of hair, and you think to yourself, well, I'm never going to have that. My hair's only to my shoulder or to my elbow. Her hair might only be to her shoulder or her elbow, or she might be like me. She may have hair that goes past her hips, but is relatively fine. And I won't say it's thin, but it's not thick. And it will hold a curl, but not forever, right? So what people did then, what people can still do now, is use either fake hair or your own hair. Apparently there was also specifically a trend for women to basically, as they aged and grayed, because hair dye wasn't great yet, they would basically use their daughters' cut off hair to make hair pieces to cover up their gray hair. Hopefully, I won't do that to my kid, but like, but I also don't plan to cover my gray hair when it comes in. But my hair is, interestingly enough, brown number 8, which Jenny tells me is the most common brown hair color, which is very great for me because it's very easy to get that color. It's often called medium brown. I remember once in college, I went to a exhibit of miniatures, and many miniatures from the pre-photography era have, especially if they're for morning or for distance, they'll have little woven bits of hair in the back of the locket. So you'll have the front of the locket will be the picture of the person, and the back will be sometimes usually kind of a basket woven bit of hair. And 99% of the time, it is this color. And I remember even at the time thinking, you know, were they buying this in bulk? Like, because sometimes the portrait would have like a reddish tone or even a blonde tone or a much darker tone. And that could be partly because of how pigments work. But I remember noticing and being kind of surprised how everyone, like almost every single hair sample in these little artifacts was exactly my color. And I was like, was the artist like using his own hair? Was he like, this can't really be all these people can't all have the same hair color. Well, apparently, first of all, that actually is plausible, because it is such a common hair color for people of European descent. But then also, that's actually the whole point, is that that's actually plausible. I remember just being shocked that everyone has the same color of hair. It's ridiculous. There must be more variety than that. And apparently at the time, at least among colonists and English settlers, that was not the case. So it's weird to realize, to stand there and looking at these objects and grasp that this is exactly the color people had. But it is. And this is how my hair grows out of my head. I do not dye it yet, or haven't dyed it again since I must have been 17, which was 30 years ago. So I think I can say safely this is it. This is the real color. And it's very shiny right now because of all the pomade. So I'm going to try this hairstyle. It may be a hilarious exercise in how I do not succeed because I am not very good at this. But hey, you only get better at stuff by trying it and failing sometimes. So let's try it. So let's see, very peaceful video. Jenny is first brushing out the hair, which is a good step for everybody. Oh wait, hold on, she's doing a complicated ponytail thing. I'm gonna brush my hair out. There we go. No, okay. So there's my, it's actually helping the pomade get in a little better too, all the way to the ends. And luckily for Laura, because this makes her insane, I don't really bother to part my hair very much. This style does not require a visible part. So you're starting with a front piece that you're pulling apart from the rest. Ooh. Let's see. And then oh wait, hold on. She's doing something to the back. Okay, so she's starting with this top piece, and she sort of puts it aside, and I should have brought clips down here. So let's just put, this is going to look silly. I'm just going to put this top piece aside and sort of just force pin that in there. There we go. Well, that's not going to stay, but it'll stay long enough. All right. Now we have the back piece. Well, maybe I didn't take enough front piece. Oh no. Well, we'll find out. Okay. So now we have the back piece, and that is getting put up into a lovely, very high ponytail. So, okay. So there's my back piece. Hopefully, I can see behind myself. Hopefully that's relatively smooth. I have an elastic. This is one of the brown ones, so this blends in with my hair really nicely. and doesn't pull. Okay, so really, see that didn't, I was right, that wasn't going to stay. Okay, well, we're just going to soldier on. This little top knot is staying. Okay, so they're doing woodwork in the next door neighbors. Okay, come here, horsey. No, come back. Very cool. One of my favorite hair forks from, I'll find the link and link it. I don't remember the name. Crafty Celts. Yes. Okay, those guys are great. Viking era-ish, Viking era-esque. They actually do a lot of the pieces for the Viking TV show, if you recall that one. All right. So I've got my high ponytail on the back. All right, let's see what next. Oh, more high ponytail. High ponytail. Oh, now her kitty is in there. The video. Okay, high ponytail. Poor Jenny is having to do her model's hair with her cat, her large cat over her shoulder, which, you know, I respect. Okay, we're gonna, whoops. Just gonna, what is she doing? Oh, she's braiding that. Okay, so getting that fully untangled, nice big bamboo tooth comb. Pause her while I catch up and braid this back piece. Right in the face. Okay. Respect. She still has what is clearly at least a 15-pound cat over her left shoulder while she is doing her video. While she's doing her video and helping her model. And the kitty is very cute. Okay, let's see. So braid. Probably speed up this part. Oh my gosh. You know, when you normally just chuck your hair into a bun, it's easy to forget that it's gotten quite long. Last week I wore it to the sheep festival just in two braids down my back because I wanted to wear a hat. And I had 3 little girls come up to me and go, "I love your braids." And I was like, "Why, thank you. I grew them myself." And like, I actually think my braids aren't that impressive because my hair is so I won't say it's thin, but it's definitely compact. Like it compacts down to this tiny little thin braid. This is like most of my hair. And when I see people who have these beautiful braids that are thick all the way down and start out like, you know, as wide as my wrist, I'm just like, how? This has to do with body or something. I am not curling my hair just to braid it. That's not gonna happen. Okay, so there's my very long braid. Woo, can I get all the way to the, yes, I can. Nice, okay. There's my long braid. I have another brown elastic, luckily, because I didn't know, I hadn't reviewed this and I should have. Another brown elastic. There we go. And then, so I'm just doing that, and then let's see what else Jenny is doing. Okay, let's see. Come on, turn on phone. Do it. All right. So now she is putting an elastic on, and then she's just going to wrap. She's wrapping, not catch the front part. She's basically making a big braided bun for the back of the hair. And then pins. She included a really wild amount of hairpins. Like I own many packets of hairpins, but in this order, Jenny included really honestly a queenly amount of hairpins, which is, I probably should save the little ones. I'm just gonna stick this fork here while I get my pins out, which I should have. Okay. One of my lifelong things I don't love about my hair is I have this big cowlick on the left side, and I suspect that I have just completely failed to tame it. So I'm just gonna have to get over that. Okay, so My mother claimed when I was a child that if I carefully brushed and organized that part of my hair every day, that it would stop doing that. And to be fair, I think Laura did do that, and then hers did stop doing that, and I never bothered. And now, see, that's what I get. I'm not listening to my mom. Okay, so that has now been penned quite securely with these nice, giant bun pens. You guys can't see that. There we go. What? No, hold on. There we go. They're big. These are like as long as my finger. They're huge. So thank you, Jenny. I did not have ones this big. I usually have the kind of flimsy ones that you get in the giant tin at the shop. Oh, Jenny's cat has just refused to let her put it down. So cute. Okay, so now we're to the front piece. Okay, whoops, wait. Yeah, okay. Did I catch my front piece? I might have. Oh no. No. Wait, okay, wait. 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 I caught, there you are. How did I do that? Okay, well, I gotta take that down and catch. That front piece is really wrapped in there. Okay. Man. Okay. Oh no, is it in the... Okay, hold on. God. Is this whole thing gonna be a blooper reel? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. No, wait. Here's the front. It's all the way in there. Oh, I have to start over. I have to start over because that is in there. This is why I should have gotten clips. Okay, so I'm gonna... Yeah, I can feel it pulling here. So that means I braided the front piece all the way into the back piece, which is probably why Jenny uses clips, and I should have. So I look like Cousin Ed. Hold on. Starting that over. Get you out of there. Get you out of there. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. All right. Son of a beeswax. My poor little Japanese kitty calendar. No. What did I just knock over? Guys, I need to clean my house. Oh, okay, that wasn't anything. All right. Okay. I'll fix that later. Sorry, kitty cats. Okay. All right. Now, hopefully the second time I do this, it will go better. So let's see. I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to portion out the front hair. Portioning the front. And then I'm going to just put it all the way in the front here so it doesn't get caught. I know I should go get clips, but I won't. Okay, so I've got my nice wide comb. There you are. Now we're doing a high ponytail. See, you practice, it gets better. It's fine. Oops, no, don't automatically put it into a bun, Lisa. That was for your problem the last time. Okay. See, I'm just so used to putting in a bun every morning. Okay, so here's my brown hair tie. And now I know I haven't gotten my front part into the back part because it is hanging here where I can keep an eye on it, literally. And now I'm going to braid this ponytail. I'm sure this is really helpful for all of you. Okay, so I'm going to braid this. I'm just doing a straight 3-part braid. There we are. Okay. do. Lean back a little so you guys can see. Also stop leaning forward. Okay. So I know this looks bonkers. I could have avoided looking as bonkers if I had just gotten some alligator clips from upstairs, but you know, whatever. This is where we do these tests. Okay. So this is why it's nice to do this on a day where I don't really need to have it done, because part of what's stressful for me about putting my hair up is I don't practice it a lot, and then when I do need to do it, I have to give myself like 2 hours because of stuff like this. If I practice it more, I'll be able to just do it. It won't be a big deal. Although I have found out that my coworkers are unflappable, so if I show up to work with this hairstyle, no one's going to say anything. Which is, you know, which is annoying to me because, of course, I do it because I want attention. And then these people won't give me attention because they're like, oh, Lisa's being weird. Cool. And I'm like, oh, you guys are way too used to this. Okay, so. I wore a straight up tiara to work for my birthday. Not a word. People would clock it. They'd like walk past me, look at it, and then just keep going. Like, are you serious, guys? Come on. Let me shock you. You're make me actually pull some real stunts. All right, so there is my little braid crown. She also sells. Ow, dang it. Okay, if you don't have super long hair like me, I'm showing you how to do this on my hair, but it's actually relatively easy to find hair pieces that do this part. But I believe the reason also is that this is backwards. This gives the rest of the hairstyle a good foundation. There we are. So really big hairpins, just straight through, giving some support. All right, now we're to the good part. Okay, so got the front, comb it out. Let's see what we're supposed to do next. Now that I don't have the front part of my hair braided into the back. Now the nice thing also for me about a two-part hairstyle like this is that it makes it easier to manipulate the cowlick. All right, let's see what she wants me to do now. Okay, so she's got, oh no, there is a part. Okay, wait, hold on. So she's got the front piece. Oh, there's a part. Oh, okay. It's okay, Neil, you can do it. All right, so we got the front piece and it's combed straight. Then she does a part. I'm just gonna do a rough part and then I'll go back and use the comb. Oh, now it drives Laura insane that I frequently wear my hair in a style where it should be parted and I just sort of don't. And this is why, though, I have all these stupid cowlicks. It makes it hard to do a straight part, and also I'm lazy. Okay, there we go. I will say I just got this comb. It's from the Kent Style Professional number 84. It does make parting my hair less miserable. So it's technically a pick. I think it might be for someone with a different hair texture to mine, but hey, whatever works. Way better than a knitting needle. Oh, hey, wow. Hey guys, look, I did it. Look, Laura. That's actually that's might be the best part I think I've ever done in my whole life. Thank you, weird plastic comb I found on the internet. All right, now what? I parted the hair. Now we're combing the hair. Oh, and then we're gonna take, oh no, we're sectioning again. Oh no, what are we sectioning again? What? Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay, so there's a little section here. And then the underside gets braided too. And there's a kitty sticking its paw in her coffee cup. Love it. Okay. But it's not a tight braid. There's a braid with a little bit of room. Okay, so this is going back here for now. This braid we'll say this little hairstyling comb is handy. Okay. So the braid isn't like tight to the head. So you do a little braid. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You do a braid with a little bit of slack until the ear. And then you go braid it, braid it, braid it, and you realize you don't have any more elastics handy. Oh no. Well, I'll cross that bridge as I come to it. Okay, so braid it, braid it, braid it, braid it, braid it, braid it. Braid it, braid it, braid it, braid it, braid it, braid it. I never know if I should talk during parts that I'm really sure I'm gonna speed up because this is boring. I'm leaning over. What is the matter with me? All right, braid it, braid it, braid it. Gosh, dang, this thing goes on forever. Let's go towards, oh, there you go. You know what? That's fine. It doesn't have to all be braided. Let's see what happens if I do that. Okay, so now we take this braid. Braid gets thrown behind the shoulder, and then we're going to take this little guy, which is the front piece, and stick that behind the shoulder. For now, nothing else is happening to it. Okay, well, I'll trust the process. All right, so same on this side. Section here. Three back. This side, and then we're gonna just comb you. See, here's my little cowlick, little extra little baby hairs. I should probably learn how to lay them. I'm getting a lot of these lately. Is it stress? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't feel like I used to have this like scrim here. Oh well. Oh wait, now she's showing better what happens. But here, I need to read this first. Slack. No, not enough slack. Okay. Remember slack. That should be slack. Okay. Slack to the ear. enough. Right, put that back there. Right. Ah, no, someone's calling me. Yes. Okay, so the braids have been done. And here's my lovely middle part still. And now what I'm supposed to do, I think, if I can watch her for a minute and drink some water. Okay. So, okay. Wait for that to be caught up. Look at the baby kitty. Okay. So now we've got this piece, we've got the braid, and you sort of, I guess, make sure you like how that's laying. Oh, that's the braid piece. Okay, pull that out a little bit. Now this goes under here. Oh, and then she has a pretty little clip. Okay, I don't have a pretty little clip, but what I have is a hairpin. Now, there. These come in pairs. They're curled opposite of each other. And you want the curls going, it looks like, let's see. God, they're so cute. Okay, you want the tiniest curl in the front. So there's a little tiny comb here, and you just sort of, you just sort of shove it into this loose hair that you've kept. Oh, that's too little. Okay. We're going for 20s, which means you want it pretty high and pretty up from the ears. You don't want it down low like in the 40s. You want it up under the, up way above the ears. So, okay, yeah. So the final bit goes, kind of ends up, like that's too far forward still, and it's falling out. Okay, so keep trying. You can do it. All right. Wait, she's too fast. Okay. So you keep playing with that until it looks like how you want it to look. It doesn't keep falling out. Okay, this is definitely a user error. This is not the fault of the item. Okay, go like that. Put the comb in. And then now that I've done that, there's my little, ow, there's a pin in there. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm such a mess. Okay, this is me. All right, so it's okay. We're not in a rush. We can just take all the time in the world. Where did that pin go? There's a pin. All right, so I'm just gonna get these worked into the bigger buns. Ow. Oh, very solid vintage sewing machine case. Okay. Whew. All right. So I'm gonna get all the actual hair out of my head out of the way, so I don't have to worry about where that is. There we go. Okay, so now all my real hair, it's all real. All of my human hair that is coming out of my head is managed. Now, there we go. Pin, pin, pin. All right. I don't know if the back looks how it's supposed to, but that's all right. So, littlest curls. Wait, am I doing this backwards? No, you're all. There we go. No, I want you back in one curl. So if you accidentally kind of, there we go. Littlest curl. littlest curl. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just sort of hide that up into that loose hair that I left. Nice. And then because of me and my anxiety problem, I'm also going to just do one pin here and one pin here. And it doesn't feel like at first, it doesn't look like it blends to you, but I have done this with another set several times, and people have commented on how well I got my hair to curl, and my answer was, it's not me, my hair, it's fake, ah ha ha. And I felt very smug because the color match is so good. And honestly, especially when my hair has pomade in it, the like shininess is the same. It's correct. It doesn't look super duper fake. Although when you look at portraits, even portraits, there is sometimes a very clear difference in color value between like the top of the person's head and like their side pieces. So that means one of those is probably not real or is slightly different. Although there is some variation. So my hair does have a slight touch of auburn in it. And the ends of my hair sometimes read, so like the bun will read a little bit redder than the rest of the part where by the scalp. And that's just because this hair is new. This hair's had more time to be damaged, basically. And despite all my efforts to keep it covered. So that can also be how it's done. So let's see. So now I have, are these in front? Okay, this is in front of the little, she's probably explaining something that they can't hear. In front of the bun. You want these facing this way. Your really big hairpins. Not sure I even need the big ones. I think I need medium ones. Okay. Oh, she's showing how to do it. Okay. I think I made my braid bun too high. Well, lesson learned. This is why we try new things. Okay. I need to get more of these medium pins. Let's use a big one. Okay. Now, like I said, I didn't commit fully. In theory, I could have up to 4 of these, and I went with 2. That is cute. Okay, so my other loop. It's kind of a design choice. Ah, no. Okay, it's failure. Okay. Failure. Oh, man. Yes. Okay, so that stayed in. All right, good. All right. Okay, try that again. So, yeah, I think my bun is too high because then it's sort of interfering. But okay. Note for future. Oh no, she's doing even more stuff to the back. I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to. There we are. No. There. There's my little. There you are. Oh, that looks so great. Okay, other one. Now where should I put it? Let's go for the full. Oh gosh. Okay. No, this is not the fault of the item. This is me. I'm not good at this. This bun is too high, and that means I don't have any room. Okay, I'm just gonna do 2 of these. So lesson learned. You're not going lifting today. Do not put the bun up as high in your head as you normally do because it's not necessary and it just makes everything harder. Okay. Come on. This thing is solid. Oh, gosh. My God, can I even? All right. I almost feel like I could use. Ow. Oof. All right. I almost feel like I could use a literal pin on this. It is so solid. There we are. Oh wait, I'm not going through the right part. Oh hey, when you do it right. When you do it right, it stays in there. Oh, I was bending into the wrong place. Oh no. There we go. I'm tenderheaded. There. Oh, guys. It looks so hilarious. I love it. Okay. And the other one should be like, because you want kind of a sculptural. No, it's not enough. There we go. You want to give the impression that it's literally a bow. At least I do. So we're going to do this other one. It's so crazy. I love it. The loop. And there we go. So I was just pinning, I was grabbing the wrong part of this guy. And now that I've got the correct part, well, let me go towards this guy. There we go. That's pretty good. It's solid. My little motion in the curls, little volume in the top. This bun should be further back, but pretty good. Nailed it. That looks a little crazy. Oh no, you're falling down. No. Wait, it's supposed to look crazy though. It just looks crazy in a different way. Hold on. It does look intentionally like, I think one of the sisters in the Cinderella cartoon had her hair like this. And that is in fact roughly the era that the sisters were dressed in, even though Cinderella wasn't. Okay. I keep thinking there's something on my head, and there is, because there's all this artificial hair on my head. No. Okay, wait, there we go. Oh gosh. Other one. Now she's showing all this cool stuff with like, there we are, with like flowers. Oh wait, no, she can send me some flowers too. Okay. She's showing all this fancy stuff for flowers. Let's see here. There. You know, there's nothing. That looks silly. Let's see. There's nothing like excess in the 1820s. So that is very fun. I like that. Hey, this is Editing Lisa, wanting to say thank you for coming to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making it. This is a hairstyle that I think is really adorable and is made much easier by Jenny LaFleur's work. So thank you, Jenny. And thanks for the preview, because I would not have done this without help from your video. I would have probably just had these lovely things sitting in a box while I kind of stared at them occasionally, and they accumulated guilt. So thanks for that. If you're new here, thanks for coming. If you've subscribed already, I appreciate that. Please like and subscribe, tell your friends, watch videos all the way to the end. That all really helps. And enjoy this video I took with bad lighting of myself at a museum where I had just burned my mouth, which is why I keep making those weird faces. My tea was real hot.